Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Chicagoland Baseball Chronicles, Season 3. And you know the business with me. If you woke up this morning, you are winning. My name is Bo Rab. And this is my co host, Mr. Bill Haley. What's up, Billy?
Hey, what's going on, Bo? Looking forward to another exciting episode. This is one hell of a story we get going here tonight.
Yeah, we got a good one. We got a real Chicagoland baseball legend and
Mm-hmm.
a hell of a coach, too, present day coach with girls basketball, dear friend of mine, and also is a
Girls softball,
basketball
girls
star.
softball.
Yeah, girls softball, exactly,
Mm-hmm.
exactly, and a Chicagoland based basketball legend that I'm going to elaborate on, Mr. Tyrone Robinson. Let's bring him on, man. He got a resume, but we'll get to that. What's up, big guy?
How you doing? Happy holidays to you, brother.
Hey, happy holidays, Ty. Thanks for joining us, man.
I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
same to you, Big Ty. Same to you, Big Ty. Hey, man, I wanna. It's. You got a long resume. Just give him a little bit of it, Bill. We gonna why you here. Well, give a little bit on his resume,
Well, it's not only is the resume, it's just the journey that he took. You got some history that Ty has made. Started out at DuSable, multi-sport athlete, and he's really made a name for himself. Really distinguished himself in a sport that's really kind of new for us in our community, which is girls softball. Head coach, several different stops right now at Jarvis Christian softball. His girls have been playing outstanding ball, setting records, hitting, stolen bases, and he's really transitioned from an athlete himself to just an outstanding coach where he's impacted so many lives of the young athletes. And we're just ready to jump into it. Ty, thanks so much for joining us,
man.
bro.
I appreciate it for you guys having me on.
Oh yeah,
Hey,
absolutely.
Ty. What we gonna start it on off? Coming up on the low end, you know,
Mm.
with you myself. How did you get started playing baseball? We on baseball. How did you get started?
It's an interesting story. Growing up, I was like the Sandlot guy, Rodriguez guy in the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
I had a paper boy route, so I used the money to go to the Roma sales and get all the gloves, bats, and I used to hit um, fungo and coach kids my age.
Mm.
And then when I got started, it was with my big uncle Mike. He played for Hamp, for
Coach
Lonnie
Ham.
Hampton,
Mm.
and he
Your
told
brother
Hamp
that went to
about me.
Phillips. Right.
Yeah, this was my uncle, not Vincent,
Oh,
but
your
this was my
uncle.
yeah. How he stayed on the low end over in Ida B. Wells. Yep, grew up in that area, and then we traveled. We used to walk around and play the local teams because we weren't on the team. And we walked all the way to Dunbar Park to play in a tournament with the Hornets, Chuck Daniels, Hamp. All of them had a little tournament.
Wow.
And we came up. I was hitting the kids ground balls my age. I paid the entry fee out of my, when I sell newspapers out of that money and collecting bottles.
So you
And
had your own team. You
yeah,
had
we
your
we
own
took,
team.
yep.
How old are you at that
And
age, Ty? When that coaching
I
bug
was
got
uh I was 11 years old,
Wow.
11,
Really?
12 years old. Yep. And we came and played
Wow.
the Hornets, and we played the Hornets and them, and they never saw me pitch. I shut them out. I shut them out, and I was 11 years old, and then that's when I started playing with Hamp. Hamp said, "You're gonna play with me." Then I started playing with Hamp.
So here you are, 11 years old. So in our community, when you say names like Chuck Daniels, Lonnie Hampton, those names really, even now, really ring out. And so you're 11 years old, playing and coaching against Chuck Daniels and Coach Hamp.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, but I'll
So
never
now when
forget
you
that we didn't have a car. We walked from 45th and State
The
Street,
30th,
Wabash,
the
all the
30th and
way
King
to
Drive.
the 31st and King Drive.
right. So now that you playing with Hamp, on how Hamp um went about his system with Michael Clark, you had to play every sport with Hamp, and I know he didn't let you go.
Yep, yep. Hamp. We played with. I played both with the Junior Trotters and the CC Riders, and played with the
Right.
Yankees coming up for baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Now, did you play youth
I
youth
remember you
basketball with
playing
Coach
with
Champ
the
also?
original
Yeah, I played with
AAU.
him and the Junior Trotters. We was the first traveling team out of Chicago for the Junior Trotters
Mm-hmm.
when I was 12 years old, going with Michael
Absolutely.
Clark to Kansas City.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow.
That was the 4-H. That was the 4-H
The
center, right?
4-H club. Yep. Yep. Played with some
Right. The
great
4-H
great
club.
talent back in the day.
Wow.
Absolutely. With Donnie Kersey, Lonzo Skanes, Michael Bell. Who
Hope,
was some
Robert
bad
Reed.
guys on that team?
You say Robert
Hope,
Reed was on that team
Reed.
too?
Uh,
Yeah, Hope. Yep.
yeah, yeah. Donnie Kersey. Kersey
Donnie
was on there.
Kersey.
May
Yep.
rest in peace.
Mm-hmm.
Alonzo Skanes, Daryl Strohs.
Yeah,
I remember that
we had
team.
a lot of good
Michael
young
Bell.
kids coming up.
Michael Bell. Yeah.
Yep.
Now you
Very
guys
very
were playing
competitive.
baseball and basketball for Lonnie Ham.
Yep.
So now going playing from that point, you played. I played with you. We played with Ham as a Pony League, and you were Pitts at the same time. You were going to DuSable High School, right?
Yes. Yep. Started as a freshman
Tell
pitching.
us, tell us about that journey at DuSable, brother.
Uh, First when I got to do Sabo, they really didn't know about me playing baseball, which was my best sport. But I played for like 7th, 8th grade, do Sabo upper grade center, and I averaged almost 40 points a game in 8th grade.
Wow.
So they was looking for me to play basketball my career, and come to baseball, they tried to put me on far side, and I told the coach I don't play far side. I was better than some of the varsity players.
Mm-hmm. And this is your
And
freshman year.
this is my freshman
Absolutely.
year. We come to practice, and I'm just mooring guys down. We had Michael Talbot, who was very he was a high profile young guy back then, a little bit older
Absolutely.
than me, so I looked up to
Abs-
him. I looked up to him a lot, and they didn't know I can play baseball. I came out there, told them I told the coach I wasn't playing Fossil, and the Fossil basketball coach was the head varsity baseball coach.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
So
he
what
never knew
size
wow.
are
anything.
you, Ty? As a freshman, about what size are you? What size are you?
Man, I'm still the same size today as I was back then. They used to call me Baby Hurry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
At
Mm-hmm.
12 years old, I was like
he was
125.
pretty big. He was
Monster.
pretty big to us. That's why we called you Big Tie with you. We called you Big Tie,
Mm-hmm.
and you were throwing gas then. So when you got in high school,
Yeah, I was
I
throwing
would have
gas
to
and
say
11, 12 years
Bill.
old. Yeah.
I would have to say he was throwing. I had to say he was throwing about 93, 94. He wasn't throwing as
Yep.
Okay.
hard as Mike, but he was up there. He was up
Okay.
there.
Okay.
So
Ty,
did
what
you
was some of
play
the
for
competition like
varsity? What happened?
when you were at DuSable? What is some of the competition like? What are some of the teams that you guys battled back then? The Red Central, Dunbar, Phillips. Did those schools have competitive teams back then?
Yeah, the competitive team was Phillips. They
Mm-hmm.
was a pretty, I knew Stanley Cowell, played with him, with him. Also, I think CVS was pretty good back then. Those were the games where, I got looked at as a freshman because they was there for the big time pitchers coming up.
Okay. Okay.
Mike Talbot had scouts at our games almost every day.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And even the biggest
Absolutely.
matchup when we played against Phillips, him and Stanley Cowell going at it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was scouts all outside the window.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, how did you manage? I know for a fact you were all city in baseball, all section, and vice versa, probably in basketball. I'm not sure, but remember reading about you in some of the big games with
Yeah,
Stefan and
yeah. My
Mike.
senior year,
How
my
did you
senior year, I
balance
was.
playing baseball? But how did you balance playing baseball and basketball while you was in high school? Because you know how I feel about that. They yeah, but what did you do? Because I played baseball with you in the summertime. I know that you were playing and you were there every game. But I also know that you played basketball. How did you balance that? Because you did well in
I think
both.
with the workouts I did, I swam a lot too. I was like on a swim
Mm.
team,
Wow.
and I think the swimming really helped as well. And then just the competition you played against every day. If you didn't come and work hard every day, you got embarrassed.
So you believe the swimming helped with your conditioning?
So
Yeah,
what you
swimming
telling me
helps a
is
lot,
that
and weight training
so
and
what
running
you
them
telling me
stairs,
is
man.
that you didn't you didn't play basketball in the summertime. You trained and did something else, and so you just went straight into basketball.
Right. What took me off of basketball, I used to play baseball in the summer. So my basketball coach used to be mad at me because I never played in those summer leagues.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I always went to go play baseball. I remember one summer I played with the Berkeley Angels.
Mm.
Oh, Berkeley A's, one of those. And they wanted me
Richard
to transfer
Reels.
to Richard Real. They wanted me to transfer to Simeon after my freshman year. And I know I had even the Cincinnati Reds came to my house that same week, trying to get me to sign with them. Straight about 16 years old, and then Simeon kept trying to get me to come over there, and my mom wouldn't let me go.
Okay. Just
And I
too
remember
far to
we
go. Just too far
too
for you to
far to
travel.
go, yeah. And we lost my brother
Mm.
to a young age. My mom was kind of protective, and I
Okay.
remember those sweet green uniforms those they had back then. Looked like the
Mm-hmm.
Oakland A's.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now while you were playing at DuSable, you was throwing gas. You come on up. Uh, you never lost the game.
No,
You
we
never
didn't play
lost the
many back
game
then. 18-0. Yep,
throughout your whole career.
throughout my whole career.
Did
So
you ever play
who's your
against Philip?
varsity
Uh, yep. Say that again, Bill.
who's your varsity baseball coach and who's your varsity basketball coach at DuSable at that time?
The varsity basketball coach was Coach Bonner, Bob
Oh.
Bonner,
Mm-hmm.
and Lester Wright was the Fossa
Uncle Bonner was the coach.
basketball coach, and he was also the varsity baseball coach.
Okay, he did a little bit of both.
Yeah, but Coach Bonner, he was like the head football coach, then he was the head basketball coach, and he was trying to get me to play football too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we came up through some tough
What's some
coaching,
of what's
man.
some of the what's some of the biggest games that you pitched against while you were playing for DuSable? Because it was like y'all and Phillips in that Central Division and Dunbar
Right,
as during some of them and King it too actually.
my
Tilden
first
can't
game I
leave Tilden
won,
out.
Tilden. Yeah, but my first game I won my freshman year was against Tilden. Shut him out 8-0. And actually, my last game I was against Tilden too, and beat him. So, like you say, Phillips, those were some tough battles. I wanted to play against you guys at Simeon, but we just didn't schedule the games like that. We had to meet you guys in the city championship, but y'all was
Right, right,
rolling.
right.
So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yeah, but I was on a team that wasn't pretty good.
Absolutely.
So the games basically I pitched, we won. The ones I didn't pitch, we didn't do so well.
Mm-hmm.
I just think the other schools like Phillips,
Now you
Simeon,
now you're back.
they had better systems.
They were deeper. They're just a little bit deeper.
Yeah, and better systems. Yep.
Pitch only or pitch in what other
Now hey
position? When you
Bill,
came off the
Pitch and play shortstop.
okay, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yep.
Ty did it all, Bill, but this
Yeah,
is when
yeah.
his story gets real good. It gets real good right here, folks.
When you,
Now, coming out of DuSable, this he playing two sports. And with name some of the guys you was playing basketball with. Who was on the team?
I had Stephon Butler.
mm,
I had a guy named Maurice Pierce that nobody really never heard about, but his son actually was going to make pro. He played at Iowa. And Jones Richmond
right, out of Westmont, out
at
at
the
Westmont.
Westmont.
He
Yeah, I
was a
played
big
with his
time
dad.
shooter.
Yep, I played
Yes.
with his dad. He had hands like Dr. J.
Mm-hmm.
Can palm the ball, was pretty good.
Yeah, his
Again,
son was All American out there at Westmont, and then went to Iowa.
yep. I played with his
Oh,
dad growing up.
okay.
Michael Talbert, I played with him. Another good
Hey
guy,
Mike.
Breast Band Harden. So back then we had some pretty good. David Anderson coming out. He was probably one of the other guys that I looked up
Right.
to. He was one of the first black
And
guys that
you
went
was
to Ivy League school, Cornell.
Okay. Okay.
absolutely. And you was giving it to him when you Ty.
Yeah, as a freshman, I came in balling. Then my senior year, I averaged 29 points a game in high school,
Mm.
but I never really got a lot of pub because
Yeah,
we didn't win as much.
Carl, Carl gave you your props. Carl, my cousin Carl gave you your props the other day in the shop. He said, "That's my
Yeah, that's
man. That's
big.
my man."
Yep.
Carl give you if Carl give you a tap on the back, you got to be a bad boy. But
Because
this
against those
this way
schools, I
got a
played
little
better.
different for me. Yeah. Now when you get ready to go to college, man. Okay, you baseball, basketball. What happened? How did this go? What happened?
After my senior year of basketball, I started going on visits. I was at UNLV, Wyoming, Bradley, to name a few schools. And I was looking to play basketball, but I also was asking these guys about, yeah, I want to play baseball. So I was trying to get a double deal of basketball and baseball in college. Just come to happen,
Right,
I was
right,
going to choose UNLV, but then I chose the school in Wyoming, and I felt I wasn't mature enough back then, Bo. I had a daughter in high school, so I went there for a semester,
right,
came back, worked on a milk truck, taking care of my daughter for a while.
right, right. And you said for a while. How long was a while, brother?
That was about 10 years. Took care of her. I still was playing. Actually, we was playing that 16-inch softball. We didn't have a glove back then, so we were still playing basketball,
Right,
baseball,
right. So
going
now,
up and
so now, wait a minute. This way it get a twist at. So now you decide on going back to school. This is where it twists up at, folks. You go back to school. Now, when you go back to school, how old are you, Ty?
I was 33 years old. I moved to Minnesota. I was doing a little bit of work for the Timberwolves, working with like the basketball farm club, taking young guys out of the state to pro-am tournaments. And I couldn't get no farther in the coaching thing because I didn't have my degree. So my advice was I still looked at young, so I was just scrimmage against all these guys still in my 30s, and I should still
Right,
give them work. And then all of a
Give them the
sudden,
business, huh?
yep, all of a sudden I got a scholarship to go to a college because they said you can play at any age back then in college. But I went to a 2-year school, went played 2 years of 3 years of basketball and 1 year baseball. And the way I played baseball was I went to the coach and told him, man, I strike all your guys out. And I came up into practice. I went up there and I was just still humming it past him. I was like my arm, I was still in shape from doing a lot of stuff. So I was striking them out. He said, hey, you got 1 year left. We want you to play this last year with us. So I was at Northern State University in South Dakota,
Back on the
and
field,
no
back on
shit.
the
back on the
field
mound.
Back on the
at
bay, on the field,
37.
throwing gas. 30,
Yep.
37
I was
years
still
old.
like
So
80,
this was
89 to low 90s back then, too.
Wow.
no shit. That's good. That's good stuff, man. So you finish
What was your
school.
confidence level like,
You
Ty, when you go back out there? So you back on the mound. What is your confidence level like?
I was very confident in
Okay.
baseball
Mm-hmm.
because you didn't have to do a lot of running around. You had
Mm-hmm.
to know your craft. And I think with my knuckle curveball that I had along with my fastball, I think that kind of offset the hitters at that younger age that I was
Mm-hmm.
going against.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So you say you still had a youthful appearance. I'm sure your teammates knew your age. Do you think the opponents, the guys you were pitching with, knew how old you were?
No, the story really didn't break that big, so they didn't really know
They just know you out there
my
giving
age.
them the
Yeah,
business.
because I look younger than some of the guys that was playing. But but I'm 60 right now, so
they
Mm-hmm.
they can do a movie on you, Ty. They can do a
yep,
movie on you, brother. Really,
yep,
really. Now you did baseball after you did basketball. So while you was playing
that's
JUCO
correct.
basketball, what was you giving them? What would you give them a game, man?
At times I was averaging about 18 a game at 33 to 35, one player of the weeks, 3 times in the conference. Now the school that I'm up in Minnesota, they inducted me into the Hall of Fame coming up for Rainy River Community
Really?
College and Minnesota National Colleges and Universities.
Mm-hmm.
That's good
Mm-hmm.
stuff, brother.
Wow.
That's good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So you finished school, Ty. You finished school, and you got your degree. Where did you get your degree? I know you got your associates from Rainy, right?
Yep, yeah, Associated Rain. I got my bachelor's at Northern State University in South Dakota.
Mm-hmm.
South
So
Dakota.
that's
So
a
after
long
that,
way.
Okay, so
That's a long
yeah,
ways from King Drive and DuSable.
that's
What
right.
is
Yeah.
what? That's a long ways. So your daughter at this point is probably what, about 10, 12 years old. What is it like up in Minnesota, South Dakota? What type of
Man, it
adjustment is
was
it for you?
it was cold, bro. It was
Mm,
international fall was very cold. I remember one time I came out for class, my nose froze. I went back in. I said, I can't make it to class today.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
And that's how cold. It was like 60 below wind chill.
mm.
Again,
so how, how did you get into the girls basketball, girls
Softball.
actually,
softball, and the coach and them?
actually, when
How
I
did you
graduated,
that twist come about?
actually after I graduated from Northern State, I coached 2 years of Division II basketball at Bemidji State University.
Mm-hmm.
Then my alma mater, Rainy River, was looking for coaches, so I went to Rainy River. Get this, I was coaching. I was the offensive coordinator for football. Then I coached men and women basketball because the teams travel together. I was coaching both of those sports. And then after that season was over, that's when I started coaching women's softball. And we took third in the nation in
Wow.
women's fast pitch softball. And ever since then, I've started getting calls for coaching women's softball. So I made a lot of stops. I coached at Mississippi Valley State, Coppin State, Alabama A&M.
Yeah, I
I didn't
saw
coach
that.
in every time zone in softball.
You say every
So I
time zone?
every time zone except for
Every
Hawaii,
time
but
zone.
the
That's
East
what he
Coast,
said.
Mm.
Mountain, West Coast, from
That's
California to Colorado,
impressive.
Arizona, Las Vegas. So I've been
And,
around
and it
coaching.
sounds like every level: Division One, Division Two, JUCO level, every
Yeah,
NAIA, yep,
level.
I'm looking.
every level, yep.
The
Yeah, I'm
game is the
looking.
game.
I'm
The
looking. Yeah,
fundamentals, everything's gonna be the same.
Yes, sir. I
yeah.
think helped me in
You
softball is
you
my baseball background,
Okay.
and we teach a lot
absolutely.
of stuff that we
And
learned back then.
Mm-hmm.
I even teach stuff that Hemp taught us back then.
Coach Hamp.
hey,
Coach Hamp.
go champ.
Are, so as
Hey,
head coach, are you really involved in recruiting for those sports also?
Yes, I'm big time recruiting. I just don't
Mm.
recruit for softball. If I see a kid out there for any sport, I try to give them a publicity about the Jarvis Christian University, all the athletic programs. Actually, I
Okay.
brought a Division III All-American basketball player here. She's been here for a couple of years. So I brought a soccer player here from Minnesota. So I've been looking out for all sports from young kids to get an opportunity to play uh, basketball, baseball. It's a couple of kids from Chicago here playing baseball now.
Really?
Yep.
really,
Okay.
that's good. Well, that's
And
real
Jarvis
good,
Christian
man.
is located where, Ty? Where are you located?
It's in Hawkins, Texas, about an hour 40 minutes east of Dallas.
Mm-hmm. So through sports, you've seen the entire country.
Yes, sir. Through sports,
Mm-hmm.
recruiting, from coaching. Yep. I get out on
Well,
a recruiting trail and get out and I don't. Sometime in the summer I don't fly as much, but I get around. I even did camps up in Alaska.
mm.
Yep.
Wow,
I go there
wow.
every year to do a camp.
But tell me this, Ty. I'm an advocate of brothers, brothers, black athletes playing multiple sports, and especially baseball and basketball. And throughout me and your evolution of in athletics, especially where we from, we know a whole lot of basketball players that should have
Right.
played baseball.
That's
And
true.
right now they doing a lot of specializing and talking to a lot of pro scout brothers, my major league instructor brothers. Basketball in the summertime is hurting us. And from a pro point of view, I got that, the white America, their best athletes in men's sports play baseball. And our best athletes play basketball now. But their best athletes play multiple sports. And it enhances their chances of getting scholarships, going to school, getting money, etc. And we hinder
Right.
ourselves. What's your take on that, brother? You know where I'm going. Give it to me.
It's a couple of takes. One, I think it's up to like brothers like us to get back in that community during these summer months, do free clinics, just advocate and give them knowledge about playing two sports. To me, right now, I think baseball is a sport where you can be successful, make more money in. I think basketball is more of a, to me, is more of a nightmare to us brothers because it's tough to make it. But I think, like you said, baseball, we didn't have no blacks in the World Series coming up,
None.
um,
None.
none whatsoever. And I just think we need to get it back in the communities. Once they tore those, not to say too much, but the project's been tore down. We spread it out. We lost a lot of inner city baseball. So I think the major leagues too need to get more involved again about having camps for these kids and putting it back in the neighborhood. Because I know when I was in Colorado, I came back to Williams Park and did a free baseball, softball clinic, and I had about 100 black kids out there.
What was the location, Ty?
That was Williams Park and right off 26th and State. That little park right there.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm
Yep.
familiar. That's over by
Yep.
the
So I think,
by the Ickies.
yep. But I think it's
Dearborns.
key not only to put the basketball in kids' hands, we need to put the baseball in their hands.
That's what I'm saying. They playing basketball in the summer when when they could be playing baseball. And half of them cats playing AAU, they ain't gonna even go to community college, man. You know,
Right.
they limited themselves. And like I said, I've been down to some of these HBCUs, and I'm seeing Hispanics and white boys on the baseball team. Jackie
Right.
Robinson rolling over in his grave, man. You know, and shit, come on, man. That's sad. That's sad. But
Yep.
like I said, half them cats ain't gonna even play community college ball. But
Yeah, we have a
that seed got
handful
to
of
be planted early.
black guys
Go ahead.
here, but I think it should be more. We have a lot of Dominican Republicans, Puerto Ricans over here playing, in the black colleges, which I think we need to get out in the black communities and, like you say, put the baseball in their hand.
Hmm.
So, Ty, I'm gonna fast forward a little bit to the team you have coming up now. Are you doing anything as far as conditioning or anything for the off season now, or how early do you guys start playing ball down there, softball down there in Texas? Will you start as early as January, February? What's going on with the team right now?
Yeah, right now we just got through with the fall. So after the fall season, we was 11-3 in the fall. We're really strong right now.
Okay.
And then after the fall, we took a week off. Then we got back into it. Um, got a little work in with running hills, conditioning weights, and they had the Thanksgiving break off. But we start back up tomorrow
Oh wow.
for 10 days. We'll go. I'm going back to my 3 times a day. They
Three
get up at
times a
6.
day.
Yeah, just something like that Kobe Bryant mentality. If you
Mamba
got one
mentality.
person, if you got one person working out 1 time a day and you working out 3 times a day, you should get better. So we'll get up at 6 a.m., get some conditioning in, come back at 2, get some weights in, come back at night and get some more conditioning. Do that for about a week, 7 days, and then we'll go into our finals. And then they'll return back January the 5th for get ready for our season, which our first exhibition game is January the 31st. So, we only got about 70 days away.
Before you actually kick
Okay.
off.
Okay.
Yeah, for our first game. Yep. And we go a lot of
Yeah.
different places, Louisiana, Arizona, a lot of different places. So in Texas, it's pretty warm, but 50 degrees is still cold when you're used to 90.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I guess it is. Tell me this, Ty. Present team right now. Do you have any girls on your team that play another sport, like somebody that's playing basketball or you know any multiple
Yeah,
sport ball
they
players?
not playing that. They multiple players when they came in from high school. But once some of them get to college, they tend to focus on that one sport. Uh, because right now in college we have like 2 seasons, so we have a fall and the spring. But if I brought in a player good enough, we'll let them play 2 sports. And a lot of them come in playing volleyball, basketball, and softball.
So at Jarvis
Yeah, because
Christian, at Jarvis
I
Christian,
can
you get good
remember.
support from the administration as far as the athletic programs have a lot of support from the administration.
Yes, we're athletic based school.
Mm-hmm.
I say about on campus, about 70 to 80% of the students that's on campus are athletes.
So that's a major part of what goes on there.
Yes. So, we got to bring in recruits to keep the college going. If they're dual athletes, you got a chance to get a couple of scholarships here or there. So that's very important.
Mhm.
Well, this been a real good take, Ty. This has been a real good take, and we appreciate you giving us a lot of your time, and we wish you the utmost success this year with your upcoming season. You know,
Okay, I appreciate
and
it. Yeah, I'm
safe.
in my clubhouse now getting stuff ready for when they get back tomorrow.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Hit the ground running.
yeah, so we
Yeah,
have
we
a
see the
nice little clubhouse
background.
there for them. Yep, I'll take you through a
I'm
little
hey,
tour.
I'm I'm hoping Marcus Liberty them give me a call so I can tell them about some of them ball players back in the day that was hooping with us that played basketball. Tell them, Ty. Tell them they don't know about
Yeah.
Ronnie Lester, Mo Cheeks, all them cats
One of the
played
guys
back.
coming up was
Hey,
Marty Murray and Leroy Murray
Hmm.
back in the day.
absolutely.
Tad, so
They played them
with the
all.
team you
They
with the
played them
team you
all.
have coming up, Tad, what kind of staff do you have? Like assistant coaches? What kind of staff? How many people do you have working with you with the squad?
I tell you the honest truth right now. For the last 4 years, I was coaching 30 kids by myself, and
Unbelievable.
4 years
Unbelievable.
we won 80 games, led the nation in hitting once, stolen base twice, and I just got an assistant coming on this January. She played for me for 4 years, so
Okay.
I'm lucky to get somebody now and work with her. So she know how the system is. So starting in January, I have one assistant coach coming up.
I know that has to be a relief. Had just have somebody there to take some of the load off.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get used to it because when you're used to working by yourself, you got to make sure everything's as hands on. So
Hmm.
sometimes I got to give up the ring and teach her the right way so she can be successful too.
Okay. She has potential to be a good coach.
Yeah, she was coaching like 10-year-old girls this past 2 years, so she got a little experience, and then she helped with our summer team. So we have a summer travel team, a select team with my freshmen. They come in and play a little bit during the summer. Also, all-star kids that's interested in playing at Jarvis. I
Hmm.
get them to try to play in a couple of tournaments with us, so I can they can get used to my coaching style,
Okay.
and I can get used to them as well.
Okay. Okay.
Good
So that's
business.
that's
Good
that's pretty
business.
good, man. The coaching bug really bit you early. You say 11 years old, you coaching against Chuck
Yeah.
Daniels
Yeah,
at
yeah,
Columbia.
I'm living the dream. I think a lot of people say they're going to go to the pros, but back then I don't think we had that vision of playing professional back then. I think we had that vision of, hey, I just want to go to college. I just want to
Hmm.
do this. But I knew I wanted to be a coach all my life, so that's what I'm doing right now.
Okay. Congratulations,
That's good
bro.
stuff. Good stuff,
Congratulations.
Ty.
Yeah.
Big
All right, I appreciate it.
congratulations. Like like I said, we appreciate you coming on the show, man, and
All right, thanks for
hey,
having
we'll
me.
probably have you again.
All
That's
right,
for sure, Ty. Peace, man. We're gonna let you go ahead, man. All
all right,
right.
all right. Take care,
Thank
man.
Best
you.
of luck with your
Socks,
season. Okay.
socks
Shot
all
time.
day.
Okay. Best
All
of
right,
luck with your season, guys.
okay. All right, stay
Thanks
blessed, brother.
again, man. I'll talk
Mhm.
to you, boy. Peace. Yeah, that was a pretty good. That was a pretty good guess right there, Bill.
Yeah.
Pretty
Well,
good
so
guess,
you've been
man.
talking. We brought Ty on as a guest with one of the previous season episodes, and then when we just spoke to him briefly and dug into his bio a bit, we knew right away he was definitely somebody we wanted to speak to on a more of an extended basis, and just a
Absolutely.
good brother.
Yeah, well deserved, and they really could do a movie on it. It could be a movie made off of
Hmm.
off of his
Hmm.
experience, especially if he would have got drafted. If I'm correct, I think it was a movie. What was that? Hardball, where the guy he
Hmm.
was a substitute teacher came on
Hmm.
and he got drafted or something, right?
Okay.
Was
Okay.
that you remember something like that? Well, it's been a good one, man. We got a few more guests coming on up. We got a Rolodex, and I guess we can just call it a day, man. You dig? Hey, y'all,
Absolutely.
it's been a good one. And you know the business. If you woke, you winning. And hey, peace out. All right, Bill.
Absolutely.